today's presentation is expanding exploration and charting new horizons. And I would like to cover it with a brief glimpse on energy outlook, specifically in India's context. As we have all been privy to the proceedings in CERAWeek, as well as through other reports of or projections by various energy pundits, energy houses, and the scenario and the pressures from the transitioning as well as the environmental concerns are there. However, the demand, which is in reference to the global demand scenario, which has been predicted by BP as well as IEA Energy Outlook in terms of the global, at a growth rate of 1% of CAGR from the 2016 level to reach to about 18 billion ton in 2040. And the predictions have been same by IEA as well as BP. However, the initial assessment numbers in 2016 were a little bit different, to the tune of 0.5 billion ton of oil equivalent. This very fact brings out the uncertainties related to any kind of prediction, be it prices or be it growth projection and demand. However, in terms of India's context, everybody believes that the India's move towards 5 trillion economy would be directed by a CAGR of around 3 to 4%, and wherein the demand in terms of billions of ton oil equivalent, the number at 2040 are same, again by IEA as well as by BP, is amounting to about 1.9 billion ton of oil equivalent, with different elements making it to 1.9. However, the thing which is emerging in different scenarios analyzed by different agencies brings out one fact very, very clearly, that oil and gas in Indian context are definitely going to be there. And these predictions in 2040 are of the order of about 20, somewhere ranging from 20 to 26%. And however, there is another scenario which I would be presenting there. The contribution to the energy mix is as high as 38%. This slide I will just skip. This just gives in the perspective of the prospectivity perception in global scenario, wherein in terms of the prolific provinces, India as well as Asia Pacific fares a little bit on the lower side. However, considering the growth and potential that is available in Indian sedimentary basins, this scenario within the frame of reference which we are mentioning as 2040 is going to change substantially. Being an explorationist, I will state with optimism that there are many exploration opportunities even with the energy transition scenarios, and this I am going to present now. Once again, a little on the projection, which I said ranges from 25% to 28% in terms of oil, as well as 36% mix as for the gas. This is by OPEC World Outlook, and the OPEC World Outlook also gives in a scenario in terms of the population growth as well as the demand which would be put up by this population growth for on the road to the development. And this would be here, that is the share of oil and gas in overall scenario is going to increase from 30%, which is at present 2020, to 38% during the period 2045. And in real number terms, total requirement of 37.9 million barrel of oil equivalent per day would be by 3.8 would be somewhere in oil, as well as 10.8 it would move to coal. This slide is basically to just bring in the changing spectrum of ONGC's activity, which has made it as a integrated company from the initial clearly as an upstream company. And this is another thing which brings in a synergy, not only in terms of providing a natural hedging, but this also is giving us an opportunity to have a bigger risk appetite as the production as well as refining and retailing is already naturally hedged. So this gives as to ONGC an edge in terms of risk appetite to explore new and try new concepts. Now, what are the elements going to be? What is the opportunity basket? And this opportunity window would be through these, like availability of acreage. We know out of the total sedimentary area that is available for exploration, even considering half of that as prospective, a tremendous scope for expansion is there in all basin categories. YTF resources, which has been reassessed in 2017, yet to find numbers are huge, 29.78, and surprisingly, category 1 basin still, which we believe are matured, are also having a tremendous potential, whereas the category 2 and 3 basin, the assessment which is there today would be largely dependent upon reflection of the data that is available. And as we progress further, and these numbers are going to change, which will bring in additional areas for exploration within the country through partnership, through outreach, through associations and joint ventures. And these are through global outreach, which I said, a strategic partnership would be there. And then there would be a desire to move and get additional data and for calibration of category 3 basin models, which would be done in an aggressive manner within a framework of 4 to 5 years. And this is one area wherein towards National Exploration Data Mission sustenance, we all can be a partner to that data collection program, which would provide an opportunity to us for exploring and being the first one to hit big in the unexplored areas. And then there are, which I said, in category 1 basins, like even if we take Mumbai offshore, volcanic basin margin, volcanic Mesozoics, below basalt, there is a tremendous opportunity which is there. GK 2842 is an example wherein discoveries have already been made and which are on the verge of development. And this all would be again driven through a technological intervention. The technology had been the driver to move the oil and gas industry to take it to the newer heights. And at this point of time, when the automation, digitalization, AI and ML based solutions are clearly available, which not only would reduce the API cycle in terms of realizing the potential, but will also provide a number of scenarios for testing and moving on with faster development. So just coming back to, as a reference, this is about the acreage availability and classification in different categories. This classification is a little bit older. I think this is going to be revised. Bengal would move to other category. And in terms of the total area of 33 lakh, around 23% is in category 2 available and 30% is in, 47% is in category 3 basins. And these basins, these numbers are there. Category 1 right now 7, category 2 5, and category 3 means where the discovery is yet to be made and it is in the nascent exploration stage. And the objective definitely for all to expand exploration is move on to the newer areas, and these would be, these dots represent certain locales which would be the first priority kind of thing to get additional value and calibration points for through parametric wells. These are 12 in number. These have already been identified, and ONGC intends to drill 5 of them initially as a process of data gathering. Now, this is the expansion in terms of the acreage which has been thought of as a strategy element by ONGC within the next 20 till 24-25. Right now, it is having a shade about 1.58 million square kilometer kind of acreages availability with all the kind of NELP, OLP and other PL and PMLs. And the target which has been taken up by ONGC would be to the order of 5 lakh to reach to that level by 24-25. And this is just to remind, this 5 lakh square kilometer acreage was held by ONGC prior to giving mandatory relinquishments after the NELP as an open acreage. And these are the areas wherein after the assessment exercise in 2017, ONGC is considering to open up new one. Two it has already opened with which are Vindhyan, and we know Vindhyan and Bengal are under consolidation. Second well in both the basins are under drilling, and number of interesting horizons have already been seen and which are going to be tested. And in terms of consolidation, which I said Ganga, again this is a new area which is being thought of, Kadapa, Narmada, and then Vindhyan and Bengal I have already mentioned. And this would entail, in terms of the exploration program, in terms of the capex that is going to be spent, would be of the order which is given in the lower slide, which is of the order of about $3 billion by 24-25. So this provides an opportunity for not only making a partnership, joint venture partnership through global players as well as through all the other available players, and to partner in what as a strategy elements. We would be pursuing play-based exploration. Obviously, it has started giving the dividends, and the success ratio for ONGC on a long term now hovers around between 40 to 46%, and we intend to take it up to 50%. And consolidation of new play would be another element. This would be all across category 1 and category 2, which I mentioned. Opening new areas, I have also mentioned. This would be certain category 3 basins wherein driven by the analysis of data that was gathered under National Seismic Program, additional sample points would be decided for opening these new areas in priority. Additional portfolio which is available is HPHT and difficult plays. We are making some progress. One of the area, if I can quote an example, is Yanam area in KG basin, wherein a recent well which has been drilled has given on testing to the tune of about 7 lakh meter cube per day kind of thing. And this is the characterization problem, wherein the same reservoir which is considered as tight, which is considered as high pressure, high temperature, has a potential to produce at that level. And these are the sweet spots which are available within those reservoirs. And these are the focus areas and the characterization problem. Thus is being taken care to solve how to identify those areas for future growth. Collaboration and exploration outreach, which I have already said. AI and AI-based solutions are already being taken care. And there are certain technologies which has been available across the board. Every company, I believe, is inducting them. One of them is seismic, which is called Seisnetics, and another physics-based solution which doesn't require a conventional geocellular modeling approach. This is driven basically on physical and physics, and this is purely dependent on the data that is available on the daily production rates with a minimum about 5 to 10 years of history with pressures and other data points only. So these are the solutions, as well as AI-based solutions are also being targeted to take up and revisit the mature, which we call the mature field, wherein the recoveries are of the order of already 35 to more than 40% in certain fields in Western onshore. So these would be targeted for those solutions as a focus for identification of the missed opportunities within the explored areas. So these are the another areas. And I would continue like additionally thrust areas, which is driven on the basis of open acreage availability. Here one point would be there, one facilitation from the government and DGH would be warranted, would be converting some of the no-go areas through intervention, which could be brought into an open category. So the number in terms of availability of open acreage within category 1 as well as in category 2 and 3 basins. These are just some numbers which are available as an open acreage across different sedimentary basins. So these numbers again are further going to be improved upon. DGH is already trying in through interfacing between MOD and other agencies, because of which certain areas are no-go and highly prospective areas given certain windows and an opportunity to have the area for a longer period in case the construction of the facilities is required. So they will be allowed to be developed and those areas will be available. Now this is again attempt through whatever technology or through whatever intervention, the improvement in understanding of volcanic basins, which I said Mumbai offshore already, we are working on that. And here this is going to be solved through domain experts which are available in the industry, like Dr. Planke is one name which I remember. He would be there along with others like Bicep and other experts. Now this is continuing for the West Coast, characterizing different elements and then trying to identify and pinpoint those areas which would be going to be sweet spot for Mesozoic exploration in Western continental margin. Additionally, Kaveri deep water is another area which is in focus. This has been under discussion, under technical convergence on the fundamentals of geology, and the play that is emerging is providing huge potential for exploration and development in Kaveri deep waters. The technological interventions which I said are driven by 2-3 elements. Number one, either you improve the understanding, improve the imaging, do a high order of characterization, like if I say the basement fracture characterization, additional missed opportunity realization, and then identifying those sweet spots for faster realization. These are through certain technologies which are there, which are going to be deployed in tandem with all kind of data. So it would be a kind of integrated approach wherein every element, every single data source is going to be taken for converging to the sweet spots. And this is one of the latest technology which is going to be inducted. This is airborne hydrocarbon sensing system. Besides going in for full tensor radiometry survey in the logistically challenging areas like cold belt areas in India. And this is another one which has been tried, and the realizations are emerging in Tripura. So this is just, I would show a glimpse of that. And this is the one which I was discussing about the seismetics. This is again a AI-based solution wherein it helps in reducing the cycle time, which I said from for the interpretation. The multi-terabyte kind of thing can be done in very faster way, and that gives an opportunity to analyze multiple scenario within the time frame which was not available earlier, and thus it brings in a highly risk and clear-cut solution for taking up drilling into additional identified prospects. This is the one which I have already covered. These are along with this is another sample point. This is another kind of data which is going to be integrated in toto along with all other geoscientific data and converging onto giving them areas for either acquisition as well as for moving on to further development. And this would be also taken care for the producing areas in terms of revisiting those already identified areas and the locales which are under development. And this would further bring in additional upside potential within those areas, and this is additionally available to us. This will be done. And the new initiative, this also I had discussed in terms of physics-based solution, wherein the conventional GCM models are not required. And this also provides a flexibility in testing multiple scenarios in a very quick speed, and thus having a lot of time for analytical deliberation and further de-risking and before moving on to the development scenarios. And I think with this, we can conclude that there is not going to be a single approach. It is going to be a multi-pronged approach for expanding exploration. The opportunity windows is vast. Opportunity elements for collaboration are tremendous, and there is a tremendous growth potential for faster realization for expanding exploration in India and cracking the code which would be helping in solving the energy problem for India in coming years. With this, I close my presentation. Thank you for kind and patient listening. Thank you.